I may or may not post this bonus content as an additional video later on. We shall see. All right, so I really want to bust out Crab Rave here because it's fun. It's fairly difficult. Squares with a dot, by the way, doesn't matter what direction you cut them. Just has to be the right color saber. Then the interesting thing about this song is they basically reverse your hands. Ooh, that was bad. So it's like the same sequence, but now your left hand's doing most of the busy work. It's actually harder to learn than you might think. Like, even though it's the same thing, reversed, it's like you already learned how to do it separated left and right, and it's like not that much easier to learn it opposite-handed. Cool. Well, I didn't set a new high score or anything. Not too surprising, because I actually haven't played that one in a while. So, although, you know, sometimes you come back to something after a week or two, and then you like pull out a perfect out of nowhere, and you're like, how did I do that? Let's see, give a little love. If I am going to turn this into a separate video, I'd better make it at least like 3 or 4 tracks. You know, so let's go. Oh. What's happening? Rank A. Alright, I want to show a little something, because there's a part of Insane here. One I already played earlier tonight.
Let's go.
You can go to practice mode. This might be obvious if you've played it, if you have this game. But you can choose where the song starts. And there's one part here that's fairly tricky, and I miss it a lot of the time, but I happened to get it on the last play. But anyway, if you want to, you can slow it down so that you have like more of a competitive advantage. But here, this part here, I'll explain that it's fairly tricky. Because you've done this part earlier. Once, twice, 3 times. And then on the 4th one, watch what your left hand is doing. You got to do like 2 back-to-back upcuts. And at full speed. That's always the part I'm thinking about. Like, as soon as that chorus begins, I'm like, oh man, am I going to remember how to reverse that hand while continuing to get the other hand going? Anyway, you can just kind of miss and fail out if you're bored. Anyway, let's try it again at like regular speed. And you might have noticed that hello? Okay. You might have noticed too that I can rack it forward a little bit. Okay, there's 100%. Okay, let's see if I can do it. This is the 3rd one. And now the 4th one with the trick. Yeah, I did it. But it's like, it always feels tricky, but that's what's kind of cool, is that you can come into this mode and just, if you know you have a sore spot on one of these stages, just work on it until you feel like you've gotten it. Yeah. So I've heard some people describe this game as like, sometimes it feels like you're practicing for a music recital. And it's like, well, but when you don't have the anxiety of like performing in front of an audience, I think that kind of thing is fairly fun myself. So I don't mind, trying to practice on the rough spots a little bit. So anyway, that was kind of fun. Rum and Bass. Love this one. Don't know how well I'll do right now.
Come on, me mateys. Let's find the island and find that treasure.
What was that? That last bit there was another part I at one time went back to practice because it's late in the level and it was screwing me up every time. So, and now I rarely miss it, honestly. That's another one of those parts that, like, if you nail it, you feel pretty good about it. And yeah, I probably went to that section to practice as well. Okay, I can say for sure I went to that section because it's you know, back and forth. It takes a few times to get it, and you know, it sure beats playing 4 minutes into the song to find out you're still bad at it, you know. So that's the part that I like about it. So instead of feeling like it's a music recital, it's like, you know, look at all the stuff that I do fairly accurately most times that I have to play through just to get to the hard part, you know. So that's the thing that happens in shooter games a lot. Like there might be, you know, a boss deep in a level, and if you were playing it in the arcade, you might be at the machine for 20 minutes before you get to that boss on your last life. They kill you right away. You never even got a chance to see all the firing patterns. So, you know, that's one of the things that like emulators have been good for, is that you can do a save state and you can like respawn yourself right at the beginning of that boss and try again until you figure it out. I don't know. Everything's based around convenience now. What should I play next? I think I've got enough for one more. Reason for Living is... Yeah, I think we'll do that one.
I hate that this feeling just keeps on coming back.
And if you wonder why I'm going to be quitting so soon, I recorded this and Collections Volume 1 back to back. Oop. So I'm starting to, you know, feel like a limp noodle here. Wow, okay. I shouldn't have played this one. Yeah, I'm paying the penalty for feeling a little slow right now. There's another part coming up here that has that, like, this is really cool feeling bit about it right here. It's like you're doing some disco thing, like, I feel like I'm running my fingers along my eyes, like that scene from Pulp Fiction. I know I'm not, but it just has that kind of feel to it. Yes, I am Uma Thurman. I got moves like Uma Thurman. I missed a lot of those. Still missing. I gotta stop horsing around or I'm gonna fail. Would you all like to see that? Would you like to see me fail? Oops. Just might. This keeps up. All right, so since this is bonus content and everything, I'm going to mention a couple things that if you're, striving to get better at Beat Saber, a couple things that took me a while to learn. Let's say, which it's Burning Sands. Okay. Gonna go into practice. And this is going to be it. I'm just going to show you a few pointers, and then we're going to leave it at that. So we'll do normal speed, I guess. No, you know what? Since I'm going to be talking through it, let's slow it down some. I'm listening for the part. Okay, it's about here. Okay. So before we start in on this part, what I want to mention is that I used to play with this kind of phobia of like, I don't want to cross over because, first of all, the game doesn't penalize you for stabbing the swords through your body or crossing through your arm. And there's a part here that's especially difficult unless you do it where you got to go down in the middle, and then up on the other side. Well, when you're crossing over like that, I had the mindset when I first started the song of like, you can't do that, you're chopping off your own arm. But the deal is, that's the most efficient way to make the move to accomplish this. So we'll take a look. I actually loaded the wrong spot. No, right here. See that one? So what you're doing is you're going down, down, up, almost immediately after. And yeah, if you're putting the sabers in front of you, but again, like, if you have the mindset of like, I can't cross sword blades, well, you can. In fact, the most efficient motion I've found is to like kind of chop your own wrist off. So let's take a look at that again. I'll just speed it up to normal so we can take a look at it. Right here. I guess I am kind of like cutting through the blades. But even though they're supposedly like lightsabers, I just had this mentality of like, if I'm actually here swinging swords around, I never want to cross the blades because that's illegal, you know. But the game doesn't penalize you for that. In fact, you know, a lightsaber in Star Wars would bounce off another lightsaber, but in this case, they just go through each other. And you can go through body parts and things. So that's one of the things I'm going to say, like ergonomically, if you're struggling to reach with like a particular hand or whatever, like there are constant times where I'm doing like something like this and something like this, and on the way back, I got to hit something up here. Well, I could choose to hold this hand back, but then I might be late to strike something else coming up. Well, instead, when this one's going up, I can just go like this, and it's like I'm lopping off from the shoulder, you know. But that's totally legal, you know. Tell I'm a little tired after this session, but you know, that's part of the thing about being inspired to do this for my health. Doing it more often will only improve it. And that's part of the goal is, you know, I stepped away for, you know, a couple weeks without playing much. And, you know, getting back into it, I can tell I need to loosen up some, and I'm wearing out faster, and things are kind of slow to respond in my arms. So, you know, that's the kind of thing that, you know, when you get off your fitness regimen, it's a little more tiring to get back on. Anyway, though, thank you so much for joining in, and be sure to check me out on YouTube if you haven't already. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the better. Also, go to Twitch, Recondo 1942. It will be up on your screen. And please give me a follow over there. And any of your support is greatly appreciated. So I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much.